Okay, you're probably thinking, Les, that's a weird angle, what's going on? Well, another day, another Maker Advent, and this is being recorded on a Chromebook. No, seriously, this is my 4GB Lenovo Flex, I think it is. Flex Duet, something like that. Got it a couple of years ago. Lovely little device. It's a Chromebook. But it also can use Android apps, and it can run Linux containers, so it can also be a Linux computer as well. Quite handy. So this video is going to be all about this Chromebook, which can be any generic Chromebook out there. They're all pretty much the same these days, and how you can use it to be a maker. We're going to cover doing a bit of CircuitPython, a bit of Linux, some Linux apps, so let's get cracking. Okay, so I've turned off front-facing camera. It saves resources and also, saves the world from my face. What we've got here is a standard Chrome desktop with the dinosaurs. I've got maps I like to use at the bottom, but you'll see there's a mixture there of Chrome apps. So we've got Chrome, got Gmail, we've got Drive, YouTube, all that sort of stuff. But there's also Linux stuff. So I've got Terminal Access, Genie, the text editor, GIMP and Inkscape, get them the right way around, and Kindle. So I use this as a Kindle to read books. Yeah, it's got Android apps on. So I'm going to quickly show you a Linux terminal. So I'm going to click on the terminal, and I've got this pre-configured. It's called Penguin, and right now it's loading up a Linux VM to act as my Linux machine inside of a Chromebook. The first boot always takes a little while to get going, but as you can see, I can enter Linux commands, so listing directories. I can ping IP addresses here. I'm pinging Google's DNS server, and it all works. So I've got internet connectivity, I can use a file system, I can run Python. So right now I'm just going to do a simple for loop, so for I in range 10. And all this is here to do is just to show you can do Python. You can even install stuff with pip if you want. So you have a full Python environment, got a full Linux environment. You're ready to go. I like it. So you can also run apps. So I've got GIMP running here. So I've done a bit of a time shift in this bit, so you can see that it's loading a bit quicker. It does take a while to load first time, but after that it's pretty quick. And we got the GIMP 2.10 user interface. It's going to load up now. Again, takes a little bit of time. This is a 4GB machine, remember. It's not the fastest, but it works. Just making a new file, 1080p file, and what I'm going to do is just do a gradient. And I can't remember where the buttons are on this because it's a bit different on my Windows machine. So make a gradient, go from corner to corner, nice yellowy orange. Quite like this, a bit of warmth in these cold, dark days. But yeah, I can use this. I can happily sit there and use it to do some quick edits. I wouldn't sit there and use it for, a full work day, but if I'm on the go and need to do something quick, no problem. Next up, Inkscape. Inkscape, I love it. I've been using it for 10-15 years now, and I've used it for laser cutting, I've used it for 3D printing, I've used it for illustration. It's just great. I used to love Adobe Illustrator back in the late 90s, early 2000s. This took over for me, chiefly because it's free, but also it just works really well. So what I'm doing now is I'm loading GIMP from the icon from the system tray, from the menu down at the bottom. If you click on one of those icons, it loads the application and loads the Linux VM that runs it. So I use this tablet as a Kindle. So if I click on the Kindle app now, and it's going to go to my books basically. So there's the stuff it wants me to buy, and it's the stuff that I have bought. Well, I say bought, some of it I've bought, some of it is the freebies from Hot UK deals, that keeps coming up. As you can see, I've got an eclectic mix of sci-fi, shell scripting, Python, more sci-fi, a bit of physics stuff, a bit of technology, and a bit of Batman as well. There you go, lots of stuff here. We've seen Linux apps running, we've seen terminal apps running. Let's get another Android app. We've got Tusky, which is the tool that I use to read Mastodon on Android. And it's logged me in, lovely. There we go. And it's acting in tablet mode at the moment. If I set it to phone, we'll see it resize. If I set it to resizable, I can then have it take up the entire screen if I want. But I can also do stuff like this. So there's an Android app just running happily over there. I can load up now the Linux VM. So this is a Chromebook running, and I've got an Android app running, and I'm starting a Linux VM, so a virtual machine, which is going to run Inkscape, so I can do graphics in Inkscape. And here we go. Inkscape running in a Linux VM, Android app running on a Chromebook, which is running Chrome OS. Now, performance isn't fantastic right now, let's be honest, but it's all working in one device. So I can read books, I can use Android apps, I can watch YouTube videos, I can open a Linux VM and I can hack around. I can open a terminal, I can open Linux apps, I can hack around with CircuitPython devices. So what else can we do as a maker with Chromebook? We can use CircuitPython devices. So you can see on the screen right now, I've got RPi RP2, which in reality is a Raspberry Pi Pico, in this case an Adafruit Feather RP2040. It's connected. I've downloaded the latest version of CircuitPython for that. I'm going to copy the UF2 file directly to it, let go, and the board is being prepared. Copying across, ready for use. So in a second we'll do a bit of code to make NeoPixels flash. So how do I demonstrate how this works? Well, we're going to use the code from Adafruit's website. Their learning resources are platinum tier. They are fantastic resources to learn from. I'm using the CircuitPython NeoPixel example, downloaded the project bundle, and all I did was extract the files into this folder. Don't mind the wind. And I've got the lib and code.py file. I then copied those files to the CircuitPython drive here. And there they exist, ready to go. However, I need to make a change to the code. To make a change to the code, I use a text editor called Caret. And all I've done in this code is change the pixel pin, line 11, here. So all I've done is change the pixel pin to board.neopixel because the Feather RP2040 has a pixel pin, NeoPixel pin, and change it to just one LED. And then save the code. And the way CircuitPython works is when you save, it resets the board, and code.py will start running automatically. And all of that running code produces this. There we go. So you can be a maker with just a Chromebook. But all in all, Chromebooks are good little devices. They won't replace your day-to-day computer. They can't. They're not powerful enough yet. But yeah, I quite like these devices. And this one has proven, it's 2 years old now, it's proven to be quite effective. Not as fast as a laptop, but a lot smaller. Battery lasts a long time, and I only need one charger again. Anyway, cheers.